our industry, with there being so many changes here recently with tax law and all of these legislative changes associated with COVID relief, we want to make sure that our folks have time to really digest that so that we can be trusted advisors to our clients. Having some of those routine tasks that are done and we know that they're done and it's consistent is really helps us to focus on those things.
Hey everyone, Daniel Ramsey here. I'm excited because we're interviewing Shawana Hudson. She is a partner at a CPA firm in North Carolina, and she's going to walk through how to hire a virtual professional, put them to work, and grow and scale. I'm really excited about today's interview. It's good. Shawana, can you just give our audience an idea of who you are and what you guys do?
Absolutely. So again, Shawana Hudson, I'm a partner with Thomas & Gibbs CPAs. We are a full service CPA firm based in Durham, North Carolina, and licensed to serve clients throughout North Carolina. That's for tax, accounting services, or audit needs. We work a lot with entrepreneurs and small businesses, and especially in the not-for-profit sector. So we are focused on helping our clients to grow their business, much like with MyOutDesk. So we believe that it's our role as accountants and CPAs to provide trusted business advice to help your business scale. Our experience so far, Daniel, has been really positive. I think as I guess any small business, when they get a partner with virtual professionals, you kind of feel it out to see what works. And
Yep.
I think we're, very much in that phase, but we've tried to let go of the ways things used to be and kind of think through things a little differently. So having VPs on board has really kind of helped us think about how we're doing business and what we can do to scale.
That's awesome.
Yep.
What I've heard from other clients is because they're not in your office, then you have to document more, and that documentation, you learn things. Is that what's happening from you?
Absolutely. And it's interesting because we're not what I would consider a new business. The firm got started over 19 years ago, so we're pretty much, adult phase here.
Yeah.
But having a partner retire, and let's face it, what happened with COVID and the global pandemic is really shaken things up a bit and really set into overdrive some of our plans that we're already thinking through of how to automate, how to better have better processes around what we're doing. So definitely having part of our team that is exclusively virtual has just moved that in, along quicker, that we had to document some things, update policies, think about what it means to not have someone physically in the office and how we can be more efficient. Yeah.
Shawana, it's very cool to hear a CPA firm using our virtual professionals because, believe it or not, we don't have a lot of CPAs as customers. And I think it's a great area, for firms to use. So tell me a little bit about your history, your company history, how you're using a virtual professional. Like what are the things?
Well, we're a full service CPA firm, which in layman's terms means that we do all the things that you would think CPAs would do. That's accounting services, tax, and audit. What we observed just in the last few years is that we could do a better job of getting paid for what we do.
Love it.
Yeah, so, my partner and I are both, I would say, good at the client service side of the business. We focus our time on developing the business, developing our professionals. But the billing function was one that we were really struggling with in kind of keeping up with who we had billed, who had paid. and then thinking proactively of how we can communicate with our clients in a way that was meaningful for them. So that was really what appealed to us about having virtual professionals. It's someone that could be focused on those aspects of the business, whereas our office administrator is physically in our office. Um, she's pulled in so many different directions. And so having a team that's focused on those tasks that are critical to us, bringing in the cash for the work that we've done, and then staying in contact with our customers is really what we've utilized the virtual professionals for.
How wonderful, Shawana. You're a CPA firm that helps people with their financials, and you're using us to get paid, which is
Yeah.
such a cool story. That's so amazing. So
Yeah,
amazing.
it's kind of one of those things that, yeah, intuitively you think that that's what, but I kind of think about it as, like you see kind of a hairstylist that needs a haircut,
Yeah.
because they're so focused on taking care of other people. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I love it. Well, and even in our business, I mean, we use virtual professionals for the AR, AP, billing, invoicing, follow up, like, I mean, it just makes a lot of sense. That way, our folks that are here can focus on loving on their clients, right?
Mhm.
And that's the bottom line. What'd you learn onboarding virtual professionals into your business as a CPA firm?
Well, one of the things that we learned is that there were better software applications to do the things that I just described.
Nice.
So a few months into onboarding our virtual professionals, we were having conversations with some of our software vendors and considering alternatives to applications that we've been using historically, ones that would better accommodate a cloud environment, ones that would build into our processes some better project management flow.
Hmm.
Um, and I think a knowing that we have the manpower in our virtual professionals to go through the implementation of those applications made making the decision a bit easier for us. It was really daunting thinking about having our professional staff being leaders on those tasks and going through some of the mechanics of the implementation. But with the VP manpower, some of those tasks like just reviewing the database of old data and making sure those things were cleaned up, really helped us move that process along.
I love it. As a professional services firm, you guys bill, your clients on an hourly basis typically, and whether you're a CPA, an engineer, an attorney, anybody, a consultant, environmental
Hmm.
consultant, whatever, a professional services firm, the system and processes that they have ultimately dictate how profitable they are, how much revenue, what's interesting too is you guys have capacity stuff. If you hire a full-time CPA,
Yeah.
how full is their day? How many hours are they billing in their week? That's a really big deal to kind of measure and manage as a company.
Mhm.
Uh, now that you've done it, how long have you been a client, by the way?
Since January, I
Woohoo,
believe.
6 months.
Yeah.
All
We
right.
passed the 6 month mark.
All right. That means that's
Yeah.
good. That's good news. What would you go back and tell yourself like last year before you hired us?
I, I would go back and tell ourselves to uh, let go of some things a little sooner. I think we were a little reluctant, not having an experience with VPs before of really utilizing their full capacity and capability. And so, we're accountants, we're kind of cautious by nature. But over time, they've proved to us and to other within the firm of their capability and responsiveness, and certainly that has built trust in what they can do for us going forward. So we've been really, I would definitely say, let go sooner. Um, but it's a learning curve, and I'm really kind of excited about what we can do now that we've gone through kind of the climb of getting past some of these software implementations, and we're running along a little bit more smoothly now.
I love it. Yeah. So are you listening? For the attorneys, insurance brokers, engineers, Shawana says it's okay. Let go. You can do this. They're my
Yeah,
more risk adverse friends. You know, they don't want to make new stuff
yeah.
happen. Okay, cool. So you've learned a lot. Let go earlier. You've had a great experience. What do you think the future of your business is going to look like now that you've hired virtual professionals? And I'd be remiss if I didn't ask the CPA how much this is dropping to the bottom line, because you actually probably know that question. So yeah, what's in store for the future, and then what do you think your return on investment has been? Having virtual professionals.
Sure. I would say, for the future going forward, it's really helped us to focus on the value added activities of our professionals. Getting out of the kind of slug of some of the administrative tasks,
Hmm.
and really focusing on client service and listening to our clients about what their needs are. Not just doing the compliance side of the business, but being proactive, and especially in our industry, with there being so many changes here recently with tax law, and what all of these legislative changes associated with COVID relief. We want to make sure that our folks have time to really digest that so that we can be trusted advisors to our clients. Um, Having some of those routine tasks that are done, and we know that they're done, and it's consistent, is really helps us to focus on those things. Um, from a bottom line perspective, I don't know if you mentioned this to your listeners, but we started with the thought of bringing on one VP back
Hmm.
in January, and ultimately decided, based on the value that we were getting for the skill set, to bring on two at the same time. And looking at the task and what they've been able to accomplish in the last 6 months, that same skill set would have probably cost us about 60% more. So, you know, we talk about bottom line and just utilization. We're able to kind of pass that investment on into our business, and invest in some of those technology upgrades that we desperately need going forward.
I love it. I love it. And I'm curious, are the employee retention credits part of your guys' strategy going forward? And I'm asking crazy questions because
Oh,
my CPA told me about this, and I was like, we get credits. This is amazing. And I just assumed.
yeah. Well, that's definitely an one of those things that's available. We have to consider how we've been impacted by shutdowns.
Yep.
CPA firms are those that have been kind of essential employees.
Yep.
So our folks have actually been working more through this rather than less. So, we consider that, but employee retention credits are definitely out there for business owners who've been disrupted. We have a number of clients that are religious organizations. They've been completely shut down.
Mm.
Certainly those that are in kind of like the health and fitness industry have been really just, significantly impacted. And these retention credits are definitely right on time for them. So, yeah.
There you go. Shawana, thanks for being here today. I really appreciate your time.